It's New Food Friday.
What in the world are we gonna try this week?
Is it gonna be good? Is it gonna be bad? We're gonna have to taste it to find out.
All right, we're comparing U.S. Top Ramen with Canadian Mr. Noodles.
Mr. Noodles!
They're both chicken flavored. Let's compare the ingredients. Ingredients in them are pretty similar. The Mr. Noodles separates between the noodles and the soup base. And so it contains wheat flour, palm oil, salt, sugar, guar gum, garlic powder in the noodles, and then a bunch of stuff in the soup base, where the Top Ramen only has one ingredient list. So it has enriched flour, palm oil, salt, and then it has all the other ingredients that would be in the soup base, and then sugar's way down at the bottom of the list. If you look at this, it says it has 0 grams of sugar, where the Mr. Noodle has 1 gram of sugar. They're pretty similar in everything else. They have 190 calories each. One has 6 grams of fat, one has 7. No saturated fat in, or no trans fat in either. They both have 3 grams of saturated fat. Sodium is 25% or 33%. Carbs are 9% or 10%. Fibers a gram in both. No sugars in the Top Ramen. 1 gram of sugar in Mr. Noodle, but they both do contain sugar. And 5 grams of protein in each. So they're very similar. So let's compare their taste. Alright, we got our taste testers here. Here is the Top Ramen and here's the Mr. Noodle. The Top Ramen is a bit more yellow. Other than that, they look about the same. So let's taste them. Alright, we're going to give everybody a Top Ramen first.
I need the Top Ramen.
Try those. Alright, and think about that flavor. I'm hearing, you must like them.
Yeah.
Fried crunchy noodles. Alright, now try Mr. Noodle and see if there's a taste difference.
The ramen noodles taste, it has flavor, like kind of strong flavor. The Mr. Noodles, it's kind of bland. So
Okay.
I like the ramen noodles better.
I like the ramen noodles better. Mr. Noodles plain does not taste really good.
Do you like Mr. Noodles or Top Ramen?
Which one? Did you like this one or this one?
The what?
You like the Mr. Noodles? Here's a couple more. Alright, so just straight out of the package, you prefer
Top Ramen.
Top Ramen over Mr. Noodles?
Top ramen.
Alright, we'll cook them up and see what we think.
Are you gonna cook, Mama? Are you gonna cook these up?
What did you think of the dried noodles?
I think the Mr. Noodles is very, very plain, and the Top Ramen has more flavor.
Alright, we've cooked them up. This one is the Top Ramen, and this one is the Mr. Noodle. The Top Ramen has more yellow coloring, and it kind of staining the sides of the bowl. This is more brownish, and doesn't have as much color like the Top Ramen does. So we will give them a taste. Alright, we'll use your spoons. We're going to taste just the broth first. It might be hot, so be careful.
It's hot.
This is the Top Ramen.
Top Ramen.
That's so good.
What's mine?
I'm
Salty.
getting yours.
It's salty.
Top ramen is good.
Ramen.
It's delicious. Tastes just like the Top Ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Top Ramen. It sounds good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay, here's Mr. Noodle broth.
I'm in this cup. I'm in this cup. I'm in this cup.
It tastes different. It has like many more flavors.
Here's a bite,
I think Mr. Noodle's broth is bad.
I think it's not.
I like
think
it.
I like both of them. If I were to have one, I prefer top ramen.
Me too. It's totally less salted. Top ramen has a lot of salt.
But what I like about Mr. Noodle's broth is that it's many flavors.
Don't spit.
The Mr. Noodle seems to have more of a chicken, like a natural chicken flavor.
Yeah, kind of.
The top ramen flavor is the flavor I'm used to. That's the one I prefer. Gonna try them, Brett.
Yeah, I'll try them. Try Mr. Noodles first.
It's hot.
Not bad. Ramen has a lot of flavor.
The Mr. Noodle has less flavor. Huh? How do they smell?
I don't know, the Mr. Noodles is definitely more natural, but top ramen is better.
All right. Now we'll try out the noodles.
You're not gonna eat
All
some
right.
noodles?
Emmy's bailed on us. We're gonna try the noodles. This is gonna be messy. Top ramen is not the neatest thing to be eating. All right, that's the top ramen.
Yeah, it's still good.
Good.
All right, let's try the Mr. Noodles.
They definitely have big strings.
Mr. Noodles is much more plainer.
Way plainer.
Top ramen has more flavors. I prefer top ramen.
Me too. Mr. Noodle does not taste very good because it's not got many flavors. Top ramen, it kind of tastes like the broth, but it's a little plain. So I still go for the top ramen.
You like the top ramen? All right, Brittany, what do you think?
Try Mr. Noodles is first.
Is the texture of the noodles the same?
No, not at all.
Mr. Noodles is kind of harder and top ramen's more softer.
I cooked them both for the same amount of time.
Mr. Noodles is definitely slightly crunchy. Still going with top ramen though.
So it needs to cook a little bit longer maybe?
Yep.
I did not read the package. I just cooked them the way we always cook top ramen for the same amount of time. So, what's the vote here?
Top
Top
ramen.
ramen, definitely.
All right, they're sticking with top ramen.
You didn't
All
even
right.
read Mr. Noodle instructions.
I didn't read them. I cooked them all the same.
What if
All
your
right, we
instructions
invited some Canadian friends over to get their opinion.
So these are our Mr. Noodles, right?
Yes.
Are they hot? A little bit.
Maybe a little, not bad.
It's normal.
Tastes normal. Okay. Can I just put
You
the
can
same
go ahead. Yep.
We did not eat a lot of these when. Oh, come on. Drippy, drippy.
Ooh, she's making a bad face.
More flavorful? Good or bad?
I don't know.
Which one do you think you like better?
Kind of like these ones better.
I like Mr. Noodles.
And you like the top ramen? Which one did you like better? Did you try both? You like Mr. Noodles?
I like that one.
You like Mr. Noodles, Em?
Yeah, give me 5.
We have a ton of them in our house.
But you're sticking with the top ramen, huh?
Like it.
Yeah?
Need more.
All right, well, I think people like what they're used to.
I think so.
So these Canadians like Mr. Noodles and us Americans like our top ramen.